Brodes Media.
Kind of sucks that we're recording on a day where it was a lackluster type of game. I'm not blaming them by any means. It happens after you win so many in a row. You sort of have a dud. It is what it is. But after Tuesday night's performance, when KODY CLEMENS hits a bomb, when KODY CLEMENS hits a triple, when Bryce hits a fucking grand slam, we were losing our minds. Dude, Citizens Bank Park honestly felt like October. It's May! It's May! This team has 26 wins, and it's early May, which is beautiful, but that place was popping. That place was electric, and it feels so good. So to be recording on a day where it was sort of blah, there was some life in the ninth inning. You thought maybe they can squeeze one out here. Maybe take a look at the Blue Jays bullpen. Maybe if you could do it with one of those lineups that you think is a throwaway game, then maybe you could do it with a lineup that's a little bit different, right? And in the ninth inning, you go to your bench, you pop up KODY CLEMENS again at the dish. He goes swinging early and flies out, which sucks. And then Whit Merrifield had a chance maybe to make some noise for the fans, and that wasn't able to be executed either. So you just move on to the next one. You split a two-game set. I'm just looking at how fired up we were after Tuesday night. That was one of the best pitchers in baseball, right? We were told the only reason you're winning a lot of games is because you're playing slop and because you're playing vomit-worthy teams. And I won't deny the fact that they're bad. My response was, good teams beat bad teams. Yeah, you're right. They do suck. Yes, the teams the Phillies played sucked, but they also kicked their ass. So then you see one of the best pitchers in all of baseball come to your town, and your throwaway lineup is the team that ranks and starts demolishing. You know what I mean? It was such a great feeling, and there's no doubt that this team's going to pick right back up and respond to a loss by putting together another win streak because they are that phenomenal. Christopher Sanchez finds a way to go 7, and he only threw 89 pitches through 7. So, look, there's times where he has to battle, but then Christopher Sanchez finds his way, and you get Spencer Turnbull to throw 2 scoreless on top of that. So good for him. He's able to get some innings out there as well. Aaron Nola, not great. He got touched up a bit in the 6th inning, but it wasn't anything egregious. They just started to smack the ball around a little bit and score runs, but it wasn't overwhelming, right? I mean, I would like more from Aaron Nola, but it's not as if Toronto came in waves on Wednesday afternoon and put your back up against the wall and say, let's go, come at us. You know what I'm saying? It was just, they tacked on some runs here and there, and then that 6th inning, they were able to score. What sucks is you had bases loaded with nobody out, and you only came up with 1 run because George Springer makes an insane play out in the outfield, dives to snag a Kyle Schwarber ball that was going foul, and you're able to tag up from there. It would have been nice to maybe tack on. Well, you tied the game up at that point, so taking the lead is monstrous. I've explained this enough in detail that because you have so much firepower, if you're the opposing team and you see the Phillies have one of those crooked numbers type of innings, it can really crush you. It can really hurt your soul, especially if you're Bassett and you realize that, well, who did they tattoo yesterday? Okay, I'm not even close to that. So maybe you get into Bassett's head. Oh, geez, not again. Not again. You know? What, you don't like check swings? Toronto doesn't like check swings, huh? Man, was I fucking pissing myself, cracking up, watching their manager come out, throw a little fit. I would never complain over a bad call. Me? Here comes a grand slam, and it almost played out exactly the same way. Was there a check swing with the bases loaded with Schwarber? What's about to happen? It just didn't have the same payday. Unfortunately, we weren't able to clock in and clock out with the same exact intensity on this one. But it is what it is, man. Nick Castellanos is starting to heat up. I saw some of the some of the stats thrown around there over his last 7 games. He's hitting over 300. He smoked one off the wall. So it's starting to get better. It is, and that's what you need to have happen when you lose somebody like Trey Turner who smokes over 340. Someone needs to step up. And as a team, it's a collective group. Let's not leave out the fact that Edmundo Sosa, he hit a triple on Tuesday night. I thought we were on KODY CLEMENS cycle watch. Your first 2 at-bats is a bomb and a triple. We're on a KODY CLEMENS watch, and this dude, I mean, remember, when he was in spring training this season, that guy made some noise, all right? It wasn't as if he just stunk and he flat out was a nobody. That dude earned it. He did. He earned it. It's just unfortunate that there weren't many opportunities in this organization. If he had the same spring training that he had in a different organization with a different roster, that dude's making the team. I mean, that's how good he was out of spring training. And then, hey, things happen, injuries happen, your number gets called. Can you make as much significant of an impact as you can during that time? What you need to do is make it extremely hard for Dave Dombrowski and Rob Thompson. That's the goal, right? It's an uncontrollable on the decision that they make. But at the end of the day, what you're supposed to do as an athlete when you get a chance is make it extremely difficult. So whenever Dave and Rob Thompson sit down and talk about where the current state of the team is and how they're feeling and what they're thinking, that they're constantly throwing your name back and forth wondering, what do we do? Because I'm sure Spencer Turnbull did the same thing. Now, unfortunately for him, I'm sure he didn't get the result that he wanted to after that discussion, but there's no doubt it was extremely difficult to figure out what do we do with this great problem that we have. We have so much starting pitching right now that we're struggling to figure out who to go into the pen, and just by the nature of the fit with Sanchez, Walker, and Turnbull, he gets the short end of the stick because he fits the pen best. But I think he's going to be a killer in that role. And at some particular time this season, I hate to say this, but I just know the nature of sports, there's probably going to be a time where you need to sneak him back into the rotation because someone has a little bit of an injury or something happened and somebody goes down. And, you know, you're going to need somebody to step up, and to have Spencer Turnbull as your 6th starter waiting is not a bad thing to have either. Someone I have a ton of confidence in. So, all right, I brought up Trey Turner and him no longer being on the team right now due to injury. Take a listen. This was MLB Network. Todd Zalecki, who covers the Phils, he was on TV there. It's about 1 minute and 26 seconds. It's about Trey Turner and watching Bryce Harper and found something in Bryce Harper's approach. It's pretty fascinating, but it just shows you the level of detail that these guys are. It's different, man. It's a different type of beast. When you bring in these big contract fellas, the level of intensity is insane on and off the field. Take a listen.
Harper has that dad strength, but he seems to have that strength even when Kayla hasn't had another baby. Let me ask you this, though. I look at the fact that Bryce Harper, Todd, is getting all of these great offensive productions, but he's doing it without seeing a lot of pitches in the strike zone. Mark Matcham, our great researcher, told me that he's not getting good pitches to hit. Only 43.6% of the pitches to Harper have actually been in the strike zone. What has been his approach?
So, up until a few days ago, he was getting kind of frustrated because he felt he was chasing too much and missing the pitches, the hittable pitches that he was getting in the zone. So it was funny. After he homered on Monday, it was his 2nd home run in 2 games, he talked about a conversation he had with Trey Turner. Trey Turner, I talked to him about this yesterday. Trey went back and started watching some 2021 video of Bryce Harper's MVP season, and he noticed a little mechanical issue with his Harper's hand starting late. And he mentioned it to Bryce. He's like, I didn't know if it was going to work or not. I didn't know if I should mention it or not, but I mentioned to Bryce that this is something that I noticed. And it kind of helped him have a better strike zone and really get to the pitches that he needs to hit. And he said that the change has been almost instantaneous. So 3 home runs, the last 3 games for Bryce Harper, 10 RBIs, and he's doing that, like you said, with no pitches in the strike zone. I mean, the patience he has to have to attack is pretty remarkable.
Think about that. Think about that! This dude's not you're getting pitches to hit like he should, and my man's still making it happen, and Trey Turner is sitting there going, damn it, I'm banged up, I can't play, I'm eager to play, I'm hungry to play, I'm playing my best ball, this city's loving me right now, I'm going back to watch Bryce Harper tape from 2021 so I can show him maybe some things that he's missing. That's where he's at. I mean, that's wired different. That's being wired differently. I'm not here to take shots at other people, all right? I don't know. But if Nick Castellanos, for example, had to leave the game for 6 weeks because he had a hamstring injury, and maybe he would watch film. Maybe he would. I don't know. But I think that is something that Trey has that maybe not everybody has, and instantaneously. Like that is a changer of your superstar. That changes and wakes up Bryce Harper in a time of need when your 340 hitter is no longer in the lineup. That is insanely impressive from a teammate aspect, and that's incredible, and extremely important for this team to continue to stay hot.